I was in this position of, wow, I've got all of this traction. What the hell do I do now? I have no experience of a business alone, let alone a business online. No matter how many times I drum it into them, if those scales go up, it's like a massive thing for them. And I think so many women are the same. I think the biggest struggle a lot of the time for women.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Jill Spills, where this week we are spilling the tea on being an online coach. Today I have been joined by the founder of LKB Fitness, Laura Bannister.
Hello.
Hello.
Thanks for having me.
My pleasure. I'm so glad that you come along today.
Yeah, I'm excited. I do love a podcast, I have to say. I haven't done many, and I do get a little bit nervous before them. But once I'm here and start talking, it's like, yeah, let's go.
Yeah, we can just be relaxed and chilled and
Absolutely.
have fun with this. So as I've said, you're an online coach. We kind of met through Instagram, power of social media.
Yes, but we did physically meet through one of Steph's events. Do you remember that?
Oh my God, no.
Yeah. I came to one of the dance events.
Oh my God.
Yeah, like I did them once.
has gotta
I'm
be-
not a dancer.
Did you love it?
I did love it. I thought it was great. I did love it. For me, dancing, I was like, I weren't any good. But I loved the whole reasoning behind what she did with those. She still does them, I think, doesn't she?
Yeah.
But I met you there.
Oh
yes,
my God.
And I wasn't sure if you remembered that.
No.
I remembered you, Jill. You didn't remember me.
Everyone seems to remember me. That's what's
But
worrying.
that's probably how we even connected on social media.
I think we probably did actually. Yeah, that makes a good point. So basically, let us know where it all began for you, what got you into fitness and led you into being online coaching, and then you can talk to us more about LKB Fitness.
Yeah, so, well, I originally always worked in London, was in like the corporate world in banking for, over 20 years. That's what I wanted to do when I left school. And then got married, had my first child. And then after having Linny, my eldest, who's 13 now, I always loved my fitness, always would run, do exercise classes, fitness classes, local, etc. And I thought, if ever I wanted to give up London, what would I do so I can be around for the children? So I trained as a fitness instructor and then a running leader as well. So I used to run local running groups, local to where I live. And then I did the PT qualification as well. So I did all that whilst I was working in London, had my second child, my little boy Leo. And then what happened was my running groups were doing great. All my fitness stuff was flying. I thought, okay, this is exactly what I want. But what do I do now? I want to transition online. And this was like the start of a lot of PTs starting online, like your James Smith and stuff. I was following his stuff.
Yeah.
So, and I thought, wow, if these people can do it, I can do it. So I went to one of the IFS events, learnt a lot more there. But I completely missed out lockdown here, because what I did do is when we went into lockdown, me and my gym friends, all of us mums, we always did body pump on a Friday, hit on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden the gyms were going to close. So we were freaking out. And I had all my qualifications by then. And I was like, good girls, you know what? I'll just go live on my Instagram, because I can just do a workout. You can log on and there we go. We'll all do a fitness class. So that's how it all started. So I started doing that in lockdown days, and then I started going live every day, like a lot of people did, I think, that have kind of got successful businesses now online. And I kicked it off then and loved it. And before I knew it, I was in this position of, wow, I've got all of this traction. What the hell do I do now? Like, I have no experience of like a business alone, let alone a business online. So anyway, I had a coach for a while, and then did transition online, turned everyone into a membership. So kicked that off, and it kind of led from there, from 1 month to another. And ever since then, had my membership, and I've just built on it from then, whilst being a mum, a wife, and everything else that comes with it. So, and trying to keep on top of social media.
A lot.
Yes.
When you were doing the online, the Instagram lives and things like that, what were you feeling at the time? Like, was you just, did you have days where you could just see it growing and growing? Was there days where it was getting a bit quiet and you were considering, what should I do?
No, that's now. Those are the days.
Right.
Like I am such in a different position now to lockdown. I look back and every day was building because of the position the whole world was in.
Yeah,
everybody was online. So, and that was great. So I absolutely absolutely loved it. So honestly, lockdown for me is a really like fond memory, whereas of course for a lot of people it's not. It's a bit half and half, isn't it? Like, because for some people it's terribly sad, but for me, I jumped on the fact that I could start something here, did it, and yeah, and then it's still going now.
So at what point then did you go, okay, I've got something here and I've got this membership and I'm now going to grow this into an online platform?
Yeah, so I've done so many different things. I couldn't even tell you all of them now, but I've gone from coach to coach. I've thrown a lot of money at a lot of things that haven't worked.
And a lot of people won't realise that, will they?
No, they wouldn't even know. They wouldn't even know. And it would literally, if some people knew what I'd spent on stuff that doesn't work. I mean, that's the stuff that doesn't get spoken about in business, right? People don't know all the stuff that's happening in the background. But yeah, spent a lot of money on stuff. Now I look back and I just think, I never forget my friend Keris, who I know I see in Spain quite often. She always said to me, Laura, keep it simple. Keep it simple. You don't need to complicate things. And all I was doing was complicating things all the time. So, and I still feel like I do that a lot of the time now. I do feel like I'm more settled now. And part of me has had to say, Laura, you're going to look back on this and this is going to be the process part that you loved. Because I look back on the lockdown bit now like that. And actually that's what's still happening. Because it takes time to build businesses. It takes time to grow. On social media, I've grown, but I haven't grown a significant amount compared to other people in the industry that I compare myself to.
Right, okay.
So yeah, that's where we are now. So yeah, with my online membership, I do my 8-week shreds with an amazing bunch of women. And yeah, it's just still slowly growing.
Do you feel with the social media aspect, because obviously people, as you say, see you on there doing your thing, but haven't seen what the stresses that come with it, so people just think you're just smashing straight into it with no problems. Do you feel on social media that you feel a little bit of competition because you say there's other people coming in, and some people just seem to just come in there, don't they, and they've got this whole new platform, and you're like, hang on, I'm working here.
I don't I never ever see anyone that makes me go, oh, okay, well, they're doing... Because at the end of the day, they're not you. So, and I do have to remind myself, because don't get me wrong, I do have days where I look at other people and I'll be like, oh, wow, they're doing amazing. But that doesn't make me go, like, sink into a shell. It makes me go, okay, keep going, Law. You're going to, there's a place I want to be and I'm determined to get there. And if it takes a bit longer. Also, what I do forget, and I have to have a word with myself about sometimes, is I follow a lot of fitness people that don't have children and were online 10 years before me, on literally 5 to 10 years before me. So, and I'm 4 or 5 years in. So they've had all, so I don't, it's hard to sometimes look and compare, but it drives me more.
Yeah.
I
think that's what's really lovely about you is, we know you're a mum. You make it very vocal that you're still a mum. You still do your everyday things.
Yeah.
You keep it very real. So you show people, and is that what your aim was for as well? To show people that I'm a mum, I'm doing this, I've got a school pickup, I've got to get home, I want to make a nutritious meal.
Yeah.
I've got to do a workout.
Yeah, absolutely. And let me tell you now, every day isn't nutritious meals, certainly not for my children. So, yeah, I do very much keep it real. I do throw a burger and chips in the oven for my children, maybe not every single day, but I keep things real and I have to because I'm trying to juggle so many things. I'm trying to be the businesswoman, be the good wife, be the great mum. So it is hard, but also, and it's the same with my clients. So I've got this group of women, or especially on my shreds, we all get together on a WhatsApp group and they're going through an 8-week program with me. And I love, I do, but I always tell them, we're not always going to have the time that we think. So we have to adapt our day around what we can do.
Yeah.
And a lot of the time these women want to lose weight. So it's a fat loss thing for them. And it's like, okay, well, you can still do it. Let's just work on the food side of things, etc. So you do, it is hard to juggle it all, but I can't remember the question.
That's fine with you. That's fun though. With your clients or people maybe messaging you, what's the most noticeable thing? I know you said it is it literally they want to come in and help me lose weight, or
Yeah.
do you find that they're, you know, obviously we know strength is a big thing now, especially in
Yes.
women. Do you really try to emphasise that to your clients, or is it because a
Absolutely.
lot of women are still very much cardio,
Scales, scales gone up, scales gone down,
Yes.
like that, and they all are still through the whole program when they go like do it with me. But I just try and, you know, emphasize to them. I get them to track in their progress in so many different ways, and I think what I bring to them as their coach as well is a very realistic perspective. So yeah, they do. I mean, no matter how many times I drum it into them, if those scales go up, it's like a massive thing for them. And I think so many women are the same.
Yeah.
So many women, they come in, they want to lose weight, especially like midlife women. That's what I'm getting a lot of now. Oh my God, yeah, I think I'm perimenopausal. I'm carrying a lot of belly fat. I'd love to shift a few stone or whatever. So that is the general thing. And I do think a lot more women now are lifting weights, which is great. So, and that's what I strongly, you know, try and push for these ladies that come and join me as well.
What is the most difficult thing that you have to deal with your clients? As it trying to have them a better understanding with food, a better understanding with training? You know, what are kind of like the hurdles sometimes, no matter what, you're kind of having to just try to show them that because some people are, don't they? So we know in the PT industry, they want it all done in 6 weeks.
Yeah,
job
absolutely.
done.
And also a lot of people, I think what people like about LKB is we focus a lot on our steps as well, our daily steps. And there's a lot of people that hate working out. They simply hate working out. It's just not their bag. And I always say to these ladies, like, find something you really enjoy, because you've got to find something you enjoy. And, you know, if that's walking, then so be it. You can still achieve a lot of things. So yes, I've got the LKB app. Yes, there's strength training programs. Yes, there's home workouts. But actually, when people contact me, I'm like, and they say, but I absolutely hate it. I will try it. I said, that's fine. Don't worry. We'll get, you know, we'll get your calorie deficit under control. We'll get your protein under control. But you must get out, or you must start achieving a few more steps for me, because that's going to help mentally and physically. So I think people do. I mean, I do step challenges within the LKB community. We did one only last week. They all get in teams on WhatsApp groups and stuff. And it's a really great community. They absolutely love it. Yeah, it's really, really good. It's a lot of admin time, but it's good fun. It really brings everybody together.
And obviously anywhere across where London, out of London,
yeah,
all can
anywhere,
join in.
Absolutely. Yeah, they can join in. They just get set up with a team captain and stuff. And yeah.
Like a team captain, that's really cool.
Yeah, I don't do a team captain. I assign people as team captains. So we had 10 teams last week, and then people and they just have to collate everyone's numbers at the end of the day. So it's very personable. I could throw us all on Strava, but it would it's a much more personable bit to it. So yeah, so they love it.
So more with the LKB Fitness, what else does it involve? What's given to them? So they have their steps?
So I still go. So even in lockdown, I was obviously doing all my lives. I was doing them free for like about 9 weeks, then transitioned to membership. So I still do my live workouts now. And they love that. A load of my members do still love
You've
doing that.
You've got a great setup.
Yeah, so yeah, it's good. I mean, we moved house after lockdown, and so I'm in my like double garage, so I've got it all in there. And yeah, so I go live 3 times a week with them, 7 o'clock in the morning, Monday, Wednesday and Fridays, which is great. And, you know, I do take holidays sometimes, and they're all cool with that as well. And then they've got access to it all on the app now as well, so...
Since you've been doing it, would you say last 6 years? Has it been last 6, 7 years, you said?
Oh, God, how long since lockdown? God, no, it must be...
You're into fitness.
Oh, no, so I'm 4 years since I launched LKB Fitness, yes.
So what changes have you seen in fitness? What, you know, with social media, I guess, and just everything evolving all the time, what sort of changes within fitness have you had to start to adapt to?
I think, well, I've had to adapt to the fact that a lot of people like went back to the gym and whatever. For me, because I had a big influx of people in lockdown, and then they were people that typically weren't going to the gym. So the hardest thing I find and that I've had to adapt to is my marketing, which people say to me, oh, wow, really? I think you're great at marketing yourself. And I'm like, well, I think I'm pretty all right at it as well. But I just don't seem to get that quick growth that a lot of people I see are doing. So I think it's harder. I think there is, of course, there's more loads more people coming on in the fitness industry online now, so there is that, but that never phases me, because I just think you just got to be seen by other people. There's room for everybody. It's like another 10 hairdressers popping up within a 5-mile radius. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it doesn't matter, you're still gonna get business about marketing yourself. So that's probably the biggest thing that I would say is I feel like it's my hardest challenge, but then am I okay at it? Am I just not getting the eyes on me, basically? Do you know what I mean? I believe in everything I do. I believe that I've got a good thing. And so I just got to keep going.
Yeah, I mean, you're definitely very passionate with what you do.
Yes, and that's something I thought of on my run this morning, because I was thinking, if I had to give any advice to anyone starting a business online, or just online, even in the fitness industry, you have to be passionate about it, because otherwise it's not an enjoyment. So I love creating my reels, and sometimes I'm like, oh God, I've got to do filming, I need some content, but a lot of the time I really enjoy it, and that's because I'm passionate about it, and I'm passionate about the message I'm putting out. So I do think people definitely need to remember they need a passion for something.
Social media, when you're having to do it yourself, can take up a lot of time.
Yeah.
How have you tried to find a balance with obviously running a home and looking after your children, but having to try and keep that social media out there?
Yeah. Well, at the beginning it was even harder because Leo still wasn't at school, but Leo's at school now, so I've got 2 kids at school, so that's great. So I do have, and obviously I gave up London. I gave up London 3 years ago now, because I was juggling both throughout lockdown and for a bit, and then I wasn't really showing up online for the banking one, so I thought, right, I best give that up now before I get in trouble. And the kids are both at school, so that's how. But obviously us mums have everyday life to still get on with. And I do a lot of the time. One of my clients messaged me, I messaged her on Sunday, and she said, why are you messaging me today? And I said, because I have to grab these moments while I can as well, because the second, Linny's not so bad, but Leo comes through that door, he's like a bulldozer, and I can't do a thing, because he's like, Mummy, can you play football with me? Mummy, can you do this with me? Mummy, I'm bored. Mummy, can I have something to eat? So it's like I have to, so if I can grab snippets of time, even when it is the weekend or like a bank holiday Monday, I do it. And as we know with socials as well, like, bank holiday weekend is a busy time to be putting content out. Yeah. So you do have to juggle it, and it's not easy, but I guess I enjoy it.
But I guess as well, you going back to how the passion for it, because you're passionate. Yes. That's why you're doing it on those days. People may say, like, why the hell are you doing it?
Yeah.
But you want to do it as well. It might be your only time, but
there is also that fear of, if I don't put something out, or if I don't contact someone, or if I don't put a message on the, my group of clients, oh God, what are they? Do you know what I mean? You're always thinking about what people are thinking of you as well.
Yeah.
100%. I could say I don't care, but I 100% do care.
Yeah. I think as a personal trainer, or us as personal trainers, as whether online or face to face, I think there is that element of fear of got to always be on it, got to always be. And like you said, like questioning the fact that you got to make sure you have time off. Yeah. Because, we are human too as well. But I think when you're running your own business, and again, I think, is that sometimes you have to think about, because behind the scenes, that's all going on. You're trying to get the next thing out the next day or the next week, but then you're being in demand of, I need this, this and this.
Yeah, so you've got like a business running over here, but at the same time you're trying to push what's coming up next, and it is tough to do that. Someone I know, one of my friends over in Australia, she put a message out the other day saying she's coming away from promoting stuff, marketing, and I replied to her saying, God, it just is exhausting, isn't it? Like, a challenge coming up, or someone in the same industry has just put out a 28-day challenge or a summer challenge, and you think, oh shit, I haven't got a summer challenge ready. I haven't got I just run my 8-week shreds like 4 times a year now, so I do feel like I've sorted that out in my head now, because before I'd be like, when am I going to do the next challenge? And you'll see someone else doing it, it's like, oh damn it, they've put theirs out before me. But but it does play havoc with your head. It does, really does.
So going back to your LKB community, which sounds amazing, what would you say that you find women, mothers, are their struggles for their weight loss journey?
I think the biggest struggle a lot of the time for women, middle-aged women as well, I find, is the support network that they've got around them. And whether that's their other halves, their husbands, boyfriends, or whether it's their friends, I think it plays a huge part. I know people that struggle with their weight up and down, and a lot of the time I think from an outside point of view, or if I talk even to like a client and I'll ask them a few questions, and you can kind of tell they just haven't got their other half on board with them, and they're trying so hard to juggle everything as a mum. I mean, my husband Mark is absolutely brilliant. Like, he does so much, but we are a team. We're such a team, and I feel so grateful for that. And I think, but I wouldn't have it any other way. And I wouldn't put up for any other way. So why do other women put up with the fact that their other halves aren't on board with, helping them in whatever way they need the help from? So I do think a lot of women struggle because they don't have that. There's also single parents out there, which then it is super hard. So that can be hard for them. Also, it's the company you keep, I think, plays a huge part. You see a lot of these things on Instagram, don't you, about, you are the company you keep, or, friendships, you won't have them forever. Maybe it's time to move on. And I do generally think that the people you're hanging around with plays a huge part in where you want to be, whether it's personal, whether it's business. They say if you hang around with 8 millionaires, you're going to be the ninth, And I think it's the same with, if you hang around, I have to be careful how I word that, but, and it's the same with anything. I think who you're spending your time with will help you on whatever journey you want to go on. So think about who you are spending your time with and change that.
Yeah.
I think it plays a huge part. And also, but a lot of couples as well, husband and wife, boyfriend and girlfriend, they don't talk. They don't communicate. They don't sit down and say, look, I'm really struggling.
Yeah.
I really don't like being this size, for example. I want to lose 2 stone. This is what I'm going to do. I need you on board. And I just don't think, that was 15 seconds, if that, to say that. And I just don't think these words are being said amongst couples. And so women struggle, I think, for that being, that plays probably a huge part for a lot of women, I reckon.
Do you think, as personal trainers and being on social media, that's something that should be a bit more open about? Because not really. Listening to you, it's actually quite, that's a very valid point, because we don't want to delve past of the reasons and actually look at who you're with, who you're surrounded with.
Yeah.
Do you think it's something now with life there's social media, everyone's comparing with everything, with each other, and what this exercise and that exercise, and that's making people maybe more, there's nothing there I don't know how to talk about this.
Yeah. So what do you mean as midlife women, looking on and...
Yeah, or anyone that feels like they haven't got that support, they feel a little bit overweight and they don't feel they've got that capability of sitting down, like you just said, 15 seconds of talking to your partner and go, I don't feel happy.
Yeah.
Because they don't feel they can be supportive.
Yeah.
Or going to support them. So do you think it should be something that probably should get out there a bit more, that start looking in a little bit more with your partners and talk and conversations? And
100%. Also, I think we plod along as parents. You do plod along, and it's so easy for, I'm sure there's plenty of women that will agree with this, that your relationships will fizzle out. You've got to keep it fresh. Mark and I always say that. We're got to keep it fresh. Okay, what are we going to do? And we try, and we know if we've gone a few weeks, we don't have something, on a gospel basis where we once a week date night. We don't, but we know if we've gone 2 or 3 weeks without actually spending time together, which isn't at home, because Mark works a lot at home as well, that is not valuable time for us. It's not at all. We need to get out of the house. Either we walk all the time together, walk and talk, and or we consciously say, right, let's go for dinner tonight, let's get the kids looked after or whatever. And I think that's also a major problem. And I think that's important for, you know, a lot of women come into these weight loss journeys, and actually there's so many things at home that just need to be sorted as well. And I think that's why they struggle. So, yeah, you know, keep it fresh with your relationship. Be open. Talk to your husband or your other half or, you know, whoever it may be. And yeah, be open with them. You've got to.
I think that's what's really great, again, what you put out there, because I think you do show that side of, you go out on a date night. Yeah. You know, you go for walks in the evening, and you know, you let people know that's what you're doing.
Yes.
And I think that's a great thing that you do there, because again, it's showing people that.
It's the thing is, it's so normal for us. And even one of my closest friends, she goes, like, me and she says, me and her other half, I don't want to start saying names.
Yeah.
She goes, but we don't do that. We wouldn't do that, like go for a walk. And I'm like, but that's just so normal to us. And I think that's healthy. One, it's healthy because we're getting out for a walk. But two, it's healthy because we're having conversations. And we might even walk along, like disagreeing on something, you know, throwing our hands around while we're walking along. But we have those conversations. And I think, 100%. My normal isn't everyone else's normal, but actually, if people just take on those small things across their day, or just start once a week. Like, I saw something the other day, it was beautiful, on Instagram, and it was a dad coming home with his daughter, and he now goes on a daddy and daughter walk, like once every 2 weeks or once a week. And I said to Mark, I sent it to him, I went, please make sure you do this with Linny, that's beautiful, please make sure you do it with her. And he was like, 100%, they've got a great relationship anyway. But I just think it's the small things, the simple things that cost nothing. Yeah. That everyone can definitely make more of an effort to do.
So you go for walks with the hubby but what do you do for downtime for you? So you've got all your work, you've got online, you're making videos, you're doing workouts. As you say, you're constant. How do you switch off? How do you go, right, this is my time now?
Well, I come to London and come on a podcast. This is almost like downtime for me because I'm out of my house. This is all about me. And do you know what? I've started reading again, like just fiction books. I say reading again. I've read one and I'm halfway through the next one. But I'm really chuffed with that, because I am so... I don't know if there's an element of ADHD or what, but I find it really hard to focus, and I've got a really short-term memory. My long-term memory is really good, short-term's terrible, and trying to stay focused on something I really struggle with, as well as I struggle to have downtime. I want something going on pretty much all the time. Yeah. So downtime for me would be, I would call that going out for dinner with my friends or with Mark. It would definitely include having a glass of wine or a glass of fizz. And then reading a book. I love a spa day, but would I jump at a spa day? Yeah. No. But that's because I struggle to relax and sit and do nothing. Yeah. Put me on holiday on a sunbed, then I mean, I'm all about holidays. We haven't touched on that, but literally, if I could be away at every school holiday and afford every school holiday to go away on, you know what that's like? Yeah. I would be, 100%. That's a big goal of mine, every school holiday that we go away. Really? Yeah.
Because that then would be your element, if that's you switching off, moving away.
100%, yeah.
Would you then, that's it, that's your time... Not don't contact me, or would you still dip into work a little bit?
I'd still dip into work. I'd still be throwing it all over social media. But the thing is, that's what people bloody love as well when you're travelling, isn't it? So it pulls in the views and the numbers and all of that kind of stuff. But I think if you're still doing something you enjoy, even when you're on holiday, it's not I used to go on holiday and I'd be getting up doing my live workouts, or even on my holiday, because I didn't want to let my members down.
Yes, I remember.
And to be fair, if I fancied it, I tend to go to Spain during the 6 weeks holidays because my parents, they used to live out there. So I've always been used to going out there for at least 3 weeks at a time in the summer holidays. So I would run my lives out there, and it's a pleasure to. Yeah. But would I do it on a holiday now? No, I wouldn't. But I would still jump on my stories and share a few things and stuff. Yeah.
With you doing all of this and a lot of it at home, what are the kids like? Are they, are they inspired? Are they getting into fitness? Do they ask you more about what you're doing?
No, they couldn't care less. They couldn't care less. Honestly.
Go for a real meaningful day.
I'm not gonna lie. Like literally, like Lily, don't get me wrong. My kids are active kids. We're outdoor family. Like we go camping. We've got a bloody bike rack on the top of the car, which looks so attractive. And we are that family that will get out. But I say to my kids now, it used to be easier. But I say to my children now, and I do think it is since lockdown. I think it's got worse. I'll be like, should we go on a bike ride? Like, and they could be getting out of going to bed a bit earlier. Like, you know, I'll be like, let's go on a bike ride. And they'll go, nah. And I'm like, oh, okay, we should go for a walk. Or you say to Leo, let's take your ball over the field and play some football. No, can we just do it in the garden? I'm like, for God's sake, can we just get out? I think it's because I'm at home all the time. I do struggle with that because I used to be uptown in the city every day, all the time for years. So, and I'm at home a lot now. Thankfully, I love my house, but I do love getting out as well. So, but the kids, they're, you know, they are, they're active kids, but they definitely couldn't really care less what I do at the moment because they're at that age.
Yeah.
Because I say to Linny, like, LKB is actually more her initials than it is it's mine. So she's like, well, it's blatantly going to be my business in future. I went, well, you can if you like. It will be. It can be. It's already named after you. And then she goes, nah, I don't want to do that. And I'm like, okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
So also with you doing a lot of your home workouts at home and a lot of your social media, the one thing I've seen you do, which is quite popular, you do a little shopping haul. You show what you've brought for that week.
Yeah.
What gave you that idea?
Do you know what? I don't know. I think I think I just got home from shopping one day and I thought, oh, I'll just go live and just show everyone what I bought because people are nosy, right? They just want to see what you've bought. And so I did it, and then I got quite a good response. So I think I'd gone to Asda that day. Asda's my most local, although we have got Sainsbury's now actually. And so I did the Asda one, and I was like, oh, okay, right, I'm going to go Aldi next week. I'll tell you what I've bought from Aldi. and then I think I've done a Sainsbury's one. And I did think I did get a really good response, and everyone was like, "Oh my God, I love your shopping thing." But the thing is, I buy the same stuff every week, so it's like I think, well, I can either continue this and just repeat it, or just be like, guys, I've been to Aldi again. I've bought all the same stuff, because I think that's what people. I think that's also another struggle for people. People complicate things with their food. I generally eat pretty much the same meals all the time. Yeah. Like mix it up a bit here and there, whatever, you know. And I'm not afraid to mix ingredients and stuff. And neither was Mark. Mark does a lot of the cooking as well. But yeah, so I just did that, but people liked it.
I think it is, you say, it is interesting. And I think sometimes maybe you just forget what protein yogurt was it that she brought.
And also, it's so, even I do, I love it when Mark goes to the supermarket because he comes back with stuff that I wouldn't pick up. Yeah. And I typically just go to the same thing all the time, and I think a lot of people do that. So to open up and see someone else's shopping, I'd imagine is probably quite helpful. Yeah. Like, especially if you're like, you know, I'm promoting what I do and fitness, health, and losing weight or whatever. So for people to see it, it's probably a bit of an eye opener for them, give them ideas of what to buy. That's another thing. A lot of things that I put on social media and they get slammed for it is what I eat in a day. I don't do that, or I haven't even tried doing it. And there's a lot of people in the fitness industry that they'll be like, oh, it's stupid. Everyone will eat different and have different goals. But actually, I think it's helpful in terms of just ideas for meals. And I think that's why people do it a lot of the time as well. So I find them quite helpful. Even when I see them, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, that looks nice.
You do. You think, oh, I might try that.
Yeah, it doesn't mean I'm going to religiously eat what that person has in a day, but I just take the ideas. Yeah.
Do you get people messaging you saying, can you make this? Or, oh, I like what you did there. Can you do it again? Kind of things. I know you've got those. The egg. Taco,
the egg boats. Yes, yeah, they're good. A lot of people message me saying, "Oh, I made them. Like they're lovely," but people don't particularly ask me to make stuff. If anything, I get requests with workouts, like body areas of workouts. If anything, oh, can you do a reel on arms or abs? Everyone loves an abs workout.
I guess you get
give them abs.
I guess, yeah. I was going to say, I guess, do you get the classic question of, you know, a certain area, they want to lose fat, that specific area, and can you just tell me what to do in that area only?
Yeah, exactly. And we all know that can't happen. So, yeah, and quite typically, I always go back to people in my DMs. I can cope with it at the moment. You know, I guess it's different the bigger you grow. But, yeah, I do get into those conversations with people and just give them a bit of knowledge as well.
Do you find as well they then end up moving a little bit, actually, I like what you've told me, I want to come into LKB?
Yeah, I guess so. And I think that's the whole point of it, isn't it? Give people value, and then they'll, you know, then you kind of nurture them on a business basis. But at the same time, when you enjoy doing it and you're actually giving people information that's going to help them be healthier and fitter, then yes, I do get people. I have the same, a lot of the time, it's a lot of people I'm familiar with that message me, and then they do become members, or they're waiting for my next shred to start. And yeah, so
I've got to talk about, I know you said at the beginning of this, obviously we met at Stay Sassy.
Yes, Stay Sassy, that's it. Yeah,
we met at a dance, and you say you don't really like dancing, but you
did.
God, yeah. You did do a ballroom dancing competition recently, didn't you?
I did.
What was that like?
It wasn't a competition.
Oh.
It was to raise money for Essex and Hearts Air Ambulance. So I was a contestant, and don't get me wrong, there was a winner. So I guess in a way it was a bit of a competition. But yes, so I did. I paired up with a professional dancer. I was asked to do it because one of my lovely members, Helen, she is a paramedic. And she said to me about doing it. Last year she'd asked me, but I was just launching the app, and I said, Helen, I just don't have the time for dance lessons each week amongst everything else. And then I got asked again this year. So I said, yeah, okay, I'll do it. So I was training for like about 12 weeks, or 8 to 10 weeks, learning, oh God, what did I do? I did the samba and the Viennese waltz. And then it all took place in the Brentwood Centre. This is a massive event. It's been going on for about 13 years. Never heard of it, right?
No.
Apart from Helen telling me last year. And there's so many people that haven't heard of it. And if you're in Essex, they do it every year to raise money for the Essex and Hearts Air Ambulance, which, you know, what a great charity. And yeah, so I did it. So I learnt to dance. I learnt this routine, showed up on the night, and there was just under 900 people watching. And raised a fair few thousand for the Essex and Hearts Air Ambulance.
What was the training like?
Good. Do you know what? We were talking about switching off earlier. I switched off because learning steps, I couldn't think of anything else. So that for me, I loved it. It hasn't made me want to take up dancing by any means. But I absolutely loved learning to dance. It's hard, it's challenging. And I'm someone that will get on the dance floor after a few glasses of fizz, and I'll be cutting some shapes then. But it's freestyle, right? Not like where it's fixed moves that you've got to do the right step. So it was hard. But Andrew, who was my dance partner, he was like, Laura, you're fantastic to teach, and you're listening, you're picking it up, you're practicing. So yeah, it was good. It was such a great experience. We was backstage having our hair and makeup done, and all the lighting. It's a really big show.
Would you do it again?
To be confirmed.
Yeah, TBC.
Yeah, TBC.
As they're lining you up as we speak.
Yeah, I don't even know if you can do it twice, actually.
Oh.
So I hadn't really thought about it. I probably would.
I think it's a great experience.
Yeah, really great.
I'd
really
love
good.
to do something like that. It's a great experience.
And what a privilege to learn to dance.
Yeah.
Mark and I used to do dance lessons before we got married, and we did a few, and we paid for them, and they're not cheap dance lessons. So I had a professional teaching me how to dance for 8 weeks. It was great.
Where would you like LKB to go next? What's the future holding for you?
I want LKB to stay exactly where it is on a terms of, I've got my app, I've got my 8-week shreds, and now I just want to help more women. So, as a business and as a mum, and making it work around my life, our life as a family, and where I want to be with that. But now I just want the growth. I'm not looking for worldwide stardom. I just want to help as many women as I can, especially like we say with the menopause thing. That's being spoken about a hell of a lot now. Yeah. Huge amount. Whether I steer more into that kind of stuff, because I turn 40 this year. I don't feel like I'm perimenopausal yet. Did my mum suffer? I don't. She would say she didn't,
Yeah.
but I actually look back and I think maybe she did, but didn't know anything about it, if you know what I mean.
Well, it wasn't really spoken about, was it? That's the thing.
No, exactly.
Are you seeing more and more within the fitness industry about with menopause and more women coming forward and wanting the help and change?
So many women message me saying, I'm perimenopausal, I'm menopausal, can you help me? I literally, in the last probably 6 to 8 months, a lot of my messages are women saying that. Yeah, so women are struggling as to, you know, where they go with it, what to do, what's going to make them feel better. And a lot of it is, a lot of making them feel better is a lot of the stuff that I do already. Yeah. So I'm hoping I'm going to go into perimenopause and I'm like, okay, I've got this shit under control.
Yeah.
I've got it under control. Although I do feel like as I'm getting older and having my own business, I have never suffered with anxiety as much as I suffer now.
Really?
Yeah, massively. And no one would really know. Mark would know when I'm having like an absolute meltdown with him, probably once every 6 weeks. And but he just knows, and then we just have like an open chat about it. But I've gone off track now because now I'm wondering what I was supposed to talk about. Oh yeah, perimenopause. Yeah, so I do. So then it makes me think: is that part of perimenopause, or is that actually just part of life? Do we get more anxious? Like we all know that we used to go on roller coasters when we were 16 and didn't care less, but we've always known that as you get older, you don't want to go on them anymore. Yeah. So it's not something new. That's an analogy about a roller coaster, but I do think as we generally get older, we do get more anxious in general. I think the word anxious is just used more now, and people are suffering 100%. And I don't think people would even think that I suffer with anxiety, but and I also don't think it's just my age. I think it's running my own business has given me that.
Well, I guess running a business, running, your home, being a mum. I mean, just being a mum alone brings anxiety because you're always worrying about the children, right?
Yeah, that as well. Yeah, as they get older, which apparently just gets worse. So
yeah, I'm here to tell you,
Yeah, how old are yours?
I've got a 25-year-old and a nearly 18-year-old.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so...
Wow. So they're through the other side, though?
No?
Oh.
Still have their moments.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. So, yeah, we've hit one teenager. So we'll see. But you're right, actually. Yeah, that as well does make you more anxious. Instead of when they're little and that, they're there and you don't have to worry about them.
But I think it goes back to when we started at the beginning of the conversation as well, of that not being able to switch off, that element of anxiety of you've got to touch base with a client, you've got to do this, it's that Sunday, but I just hold on a second, I just need to do that. And it's almost trying to, I suppose, program yourself a little bit to know how to not get into that anxious situation. Massively easier said than done.
Yeah.
Because I'm like it myself. So
yeah. And when I do get like it, or I force myself to go for a run. If it's not a run, I'll walk because I just know the benefits of walking are just unreal. And also a lot of the time now I'm on my own, like at work. Even Mark can be in his office in the next room to me in the house. But I'm on my own, like working on my business all the time, even when I'm filming content. That's why I want to start my own podcast as well, because to have these conversations.
Yeah.
And so I know if I'm in a bad place and I'm thinking, I'll either I often meet up with a friend and walk and talk. We don't sit in and have a coffee.
What would your top 3 tips be to someone who is looking to start a weight loss journey?
Okay, my top 3 tips for anyone that wants to get started on a weight loss journey, I'd say definitely increase your overall activity across your day. Like look at how many steps you're doing. It doesn't have to be going out for an hour's walk. Just generally look how much you move. That plays a huge part, especially if you're after fat loss. Also look at your protein intake. There's a lot of talk about protein at the moment, and that's for a reason. It's because, it will help you on your weight loss journey. So have a look at trying to start. I always get my clients to start on 90 grams a day. Anything else can overwhelm them, especially if they're not used to eating higher protein. So look at that, try and hit 90 grams a day. Contact me when you've done so. And also keep things real and realistic to your lifestyle. I I've got clients that are successful and they have their glass of wine or, you know, their glass of fizz or whatever. They have their tipple each week that they want, or 2 or 3. But it's about gaining control elsewhere around that as well. So keep things realistic, because otherwise you're going to restrict yourself and then you're just going to fall off the wagon. So
brilliant. Great tips. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Really appreciate you taking some time out and coming down to visit.
Yes,
on this
great.
very hot
day. I'm absolutely dripping with
Very
sweat. I'm not
hot
going to
day.
lie, but it's been fun. It's been great. We've had some giggles, some uncontrollable ones, but
I will look forward to your next shopping haul as well.
yes. Well, this is it. I'm going to be getting that done next week, I reckon. Where haven't I been? Which supermarket?
Watch this space.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.